Babe, do you remember the one time when I got arrested?
Yeah, how can I forget? It was the worst day. We couldn't even do shopping anymore. And they detained you.
That was one crazy day, the day I got detained. And yes, Amara speaks the truth. I did get detained by police, and it's a story worth telling. So this is just a quick video about the day I got detained. This happened on the 31st of January in 2015. Now, I get a lot of questions from friends and from subscribers, from my followers on social media asking me, what is it like being a journalist? Well, it can be lucrative, it can be very, very fun, and it can be very dangerous at times as well. And this incident that I'm talking about on the 31st of January 2015 was one of those days where it wasn't dangerous, but it was very traumatic for my family specifically when I was detained by police. So let me relate the incident quickly and just give you an idea what happened. We were out on a normal day. As a journalist, I'm always on standby. I carry my bag with me, which contains my laptop and all my other equipment. And we were doing shopping at one of the retailers at the shopping mall in Indonesia. And there was a protest taking place outside the Woolworths store. And I wasn't there specifically to cover the Woolworths protest, but we were doing shopping there. And I told Amara, I said, you know what, listen, let me just take a few photos and let me just take some video, and we can share it on social media to show that the protest is taking place. And what happened after that, I took out my phone and I started filming and taking photos. And then this police officer comes to me and he tells me that he's going to for taking photos of the Woolworths protest. Now, I was absolutely shocked that he used such foul language. And at that moment, he demanded that I give him my phone. And I blankly refused. I said, I'm not giving him my phone. I told him I'm a journalist. I presented my media cards, which he took from me, and he kept the media cards. And he then said that he's going to arrest me. And then I asked him on what charge, and he says for taking photos. At that moment, I quickly took my phone, and then I tweeted that a police officer in Malaysia just told me he will for taking photos of the Woolworths boycott. And I copied Yusuf Abramji, who was head of news at EWN at that time, and I copied EWN Update, which is Eyewitness News Twitter handle, and I copied Radio Islam. And the first person to respond to that was Katie Catapodis. And to quote her, she says, not again, utter rubbish. I got a lot of feedback from the social media following. One of my former colleagues at EWN, Barry Bateman, told me there is a standing order 156, which is clear, and he doubts many police officers are familiar with this particular order. And I'm not going to go into the order. I'll put a screen grab in so you can see what I'm talking about. So this was a traumatic day for myself and for my family. And somebody that was in the crowd and was watching the whole incident actually filmed it. And this is what happened. So as you can see, it was a bit traumatic for my family. I was taken in the police van to the police station, and I kept on telling the police officer, you know what, you're making a mistake, I'm a journalist, and he didn't want to hear anything. Eventually I was taken to the police station, but prior to that, I actually phoned Yusuf Abramji, who told me not to utter a single word, and then he was coming to the police station. And I need to thank him for that, because he drove all the way from Pretoria to Lenasia to actually come and assist and help me with the situation I was in. Eventually, when he did come to the police station, he came with one of the senior ranking police officers who asked me what happened, and I explained to them. And then she asked me where was my media card, and then I told her the police officer has it. She questioned the police officer, asking where is this journalist media card, and he then handed it over. And then she asked him, why did you detain this particular journalist? And he had no answer. And then she turned to me and she asked, do you want to lay charges? So I said, no, that's absolutely preposterous. I don't want to lay charges against them. They're supposed to be doing their work and fighting crime. But I told them I do want an apology for him swearing me. And that's what they did. So they apologized. and the whole incident was then closed. So for those that were asking the question with regards to journalism, yes, it's a wonderful job, and if you love writing and you're passionate about writing stories, it's a good career to be in. I love it with all my heart. I love writing stories. I love writing about crime, and I also love writing from conflict areas. And when I say conflict areas, I've been to Malawi during the floods. I've been to Somalia, which is Al-Shabaab territory, the aid organization Al-Imdad, to distribute much needed aid to people that are suffering in Somalia. I've been to Turkey, and I've also been to Saudi Arabia for Hajj in the year when the crane collapsed and hit the Haram, and also when a stampede took place in Mina. So journalism is a wonderful profession, and we need more journalists to tell the stories, but we need journalists to tell the stories from the ground. What is happening on the ground? We need humanitarian journalists. So this was, as I mentioned, a very traumatic time for me and my family. This was one of those times where Lenasia was trending, Radio Islam was trending, and Faisy 143 was trending in South Africa. My old Twitter handle was Faisy 143 before I changed it to Facebook Patel 143. So this is just a little recap of a time during my career when things got extremely hairy. But Amara and the kids know that as a journalist, your job is not 9 to 5. You're always on duty, and I always carry my bag wherever I go, whether it's shopping or to family, because you never know what's going to happen and what story is going to break. And when that happens, you must be always prepared for it. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please hit the like button, and also don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Until next time, see you around. Peace.